My name is John Craig, and I'm making this video to help raise awareness and hopefully funds to save the stained glass here at the Memorial Presbyterian Church in Wenonah, New Jersey. Part of what makes this church so beautiful are its stained glass windows throughout, but those windows are in very bad condition right now and need to be refurbished.
When I first got here a little over 5 years ago, I was told that we had windows that needed repair. And it actually happened that over here, this window has 3 ladies on it looking at an empty tomb, and the lady who's lowest, her hat fell off. And so that was the clue that we needed to repair these windows.
If they weren't fixed, the windows would literally fall in, and we'd be basically looking at boarding them up, which is what you see here is a temporary cover of plywood behind us. And the glass is cracked. They're going to have to remove this piece, this whole panel, and replace individual pieces like this one by one that are cracked or broken.
Back in the 70s, the windows were covered with a plexiglass with no ventilators in them. This was the thing to do back then. However, because of that, the sun baked the wood inside and caused a lot of a rot factor on the framework.
And what they do is they take them out and like a jigsaw sort them, clean them, and then bring them back and re-lead them. And the lead is what keeps them in place. And over the years, the lead got weak, and that's why we need to repair them.
Thankfully, there's a committee of people inside this church called Save Our Stained Glass, and they're working tirelessly to raise funds.
In 2012, the church was admitted to the New Jersey and National Register of Historic Places, and it is the only structure in Wenonah that is placed on the National Register. And you can see down here at the bottom, it's signed by the architect Isaac Purcell. William Reith of Philadelphia, a German immigrant, designed the windows. There are identical windows at Cape May Presbyterian Church, which are signed by him. These are so similar that we feel that they are also his work. Two more windows. And the stained glass was placed within these frames.
The way our church decided to do the windows is to tell a story. And there are 3 main windows that tell a story here. This one tells the story of the empty tomb, which reminds us of the Easter Sunday being the most central of all the holidays. And then over here you have the ascension of Jesus. So this is after he has died and he's rose. He hung out with his disciples for a while, and then at the end of a certain length of time, I believe it was 50 days, he then ascends up into heaven. And the way that window was built, there is this incredible iridescent shine from the window panes that surround the risen Jesus. So it's impressive. And then over here, we have a window that is gone. This is Jesus knocking on the door, reminding us that Jesus knocks on the door of our hearts and calls us to get closer to him. And so each of those stories are very important. In the chapel, we also have another that has a picture, an image, and that is Jesus the Good Shepherd, reminding us that just like a good shepherd, he tends his flock and cares for us.
When you see a new person come into the church, you see them just kind of turn around and stare and look at the windows because they are beautiful. They were done in the Tiffany style.
This church is a pillar of the town, both architecturally and spiritually, and is significant by everybody that lives in the town, passing by every day on our main street.
However, the cost to repair these windows is extremely high, and so while they've raised a lot of money, they're still a long way from reaching their goal.
Costs over $300,000 to repair these. Our average budget is $165,000. And that's way below what we need to raise.
Right now, we are looking for about $150,000 to complete the program. This would not only finish the sanctuary, but it would finish the chapel and what we call the friendship room.
These windows, I think, are important to remind us that this isn't a brand new thing that we're doing. It's something that we have always been doing, but we're doing it in a way, at least we're sharing it and communicating it in the church in a way that allow for strangers to come in and feel welcome. And I think that this church didn't always do that as well as it could, and I believe that we're now doing it in remarkable ways.
And it would be a real shame to see this for us to have to go to plywood to cover the windows if we didn't raise the money to fix our stained glass. So please help support us and save our stained glass.